We now return to Let's Play Zeus. Alright, so I'm going to watch this happen a little bit more, because one thing I noticed was when I put this fountain up here, these did previously get water. So now I'm going to see where this comes out. Okay, now it's coming out this way. So we must have just been having some bad luck where it was going down this way. This now works. Okay, good. One thing I was considering was just leaving it and letting it go, but I was also just thinking that if this didn't work, I know it's kind of insignificant that water gets all the way around, it really doesn't matter, but I was thinking that if we could not solve this issue, then I would just go ahead and basically rearrange everything. I'll build a couple housing plots down here and rearrange the top, and we would just make it look different, but this seems to be going, so we'll just keep it as is. So that means we need to begin.
I'm Hermes. Worship me, and some of your citizens will taste my speed.
Getting those in, and I think that's going to be too much there, so what we'll do instead is we will take, not gazebos, I want a hedge maze. And let's do a hedge maze there, let's say, and let's also take some Corinthian columns, and we'll just go like that. And then we'll probably end up bookending it over here. And you know, I've actually got a happiness monument. Why don't we go ahead and take that out? I don't want things looking too similar. We'll kind of do something like that, and then we'll put a happiness monument right here. Okay, that works out there. So what's their deal? They need a culture venue, and they're not getting a culture venue because we do not have a guy. We do not have an actor. They could start taking some fleece. Have I just got a bunch of... What am I doing with my fleece right now anyway? I'm just selling it. Okay. And I seem to be selling quite a bit. I've got a lot to sell. How's my financials doing? Okay, we're still... Not this year, but we're about to, because this guy's going to make some money here shortly. Only have a few skeins to go, so that means that any workforce expansion should probably be down here. So I think I'll just add in another one. Can I? No, just the one. Okay. No, that's fine. That means more sheep. Okay. So we'll see what 3 does for me, and we will just continue on. I've still got plenty of people. My food situation is I just saw it. I thought it said that my food situation was terrible, but anyway, 1 in 4 people is unemployed. I'm going to pause this for a minute. I need to be doing something with this. So I can actually put in a... Why don't we do a... I mean, do I really need culture right now? I really don't. I do for these guys, obviously, but I could get away with, say, well, I mean, finishing this, I suppose, doing not that, drama. Now, I don't really have to put drama over here. Like I said, if all I'm going to do is put in fleece, I don't think they need another venue or another culture thing to grow there. I might be wrong about that. Because that's taking up, if I need workers more than anything to finish this off, then that's taking up an awful lot. What I don't need, good grief, is that. What I don't need is actually stuff over here. You know, I'm really only making room here for a couple more houses. I really don't need something in this area. So I could maybe do something with that, or I could just make it a huge beautification. Because what's the appeal right now? Appeal is okay. We'll be doing more here. So why don't we... I know I'd wanted all my destination things over here so that these guys could just have that. But thinking about that, that's a lot of empty space I don't need anything in. So let's just maybe do this. Because it's a huge waste otherwise. And they'd only be able to walk one way anyhow. In this case, it'd probably be up there. So only the back people would be getting the extra benefits of the culture, which, I mean, it's not a terrible thing, but I don't know if it's any different. Yeah, I don't know, because we've got plenty of people to expand whatever we need to be doing here. Right now, we need to be doing suits of armor. So maybe I should be getting that going, just kind of to have it ready. Yeah, let's think about that. So let's go to trade, and if I can get myself bronze from somebody, I can just buy straight. Well, that's Gnosis, though. Phoenicia. I don't think I can get bronze. I'm gonna have to get. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to trade with Phoenicia. Phoenicia buys armor. Is this the Phoenician one? No, this is Larissa. In reality, then, because I don't have industry, so in reality, I should actually get rid of this. And it's got 2 fleece on here. I'm not selling any, but that's not gonna take it away, is it? Like, that won't put it to take it out of here. And that's all I'm... yeah. Oh, but I'm using this for my... Never mind. I'm using this for the importation of things for a temple. Okay, well, we'll just do this separately then for Phoenicia, right next door. Yeah, we'll just keep it. I don't think I'm going to have too many, and if I do, I can just have them go up the backside, so that'll be fine. Only 1, though, so I'm only going to get 3 out of this. Maybe. Yeah, that's alright. So we won't be selling fleece. I'm just going to buy armor. I have no place to put the armor, so I'll just leave it in there for now, and then we can turn that off. And then we'll just see how this goes. We definitely do not sell a ton of this fleece. It does not get to its destination in time. I would imagine that eventually I'm going to probably want to just expand that outrageously. It is a little bit ridiculous to have this much. How are we doing on food? We're still doing okay on food, but I think we can also just kind of get our last urchin in there on this side. That should probably get us pretty good, and then I can start focusing on the wheat, and we no longer want to buy because now we've got our armor. And where is he taking that armor? Did I have that? I did have it here, didn't I? I said get 4. Yeah, so that's a problem. Because I could probably actually just have it hang out in the back here. Yeah, alright. We'll take this, take nothing. We will accept the armor. We'll only accept 8 of it. I'm going to need to do armor anyway, because I'm going to need to be able to supply 3 companies of hoplites, so we'll need this eventually. And really, once I unlock a Temple of Hephaestus, it will unlock the industry to gather my own ore. So let me pause this for a moment, and maybe I should begin thinking about getting the Forge of Hephaestus, which could have gone here, but no longer. So it could go here, or it can just go down here. If it goes down here, then this is where the industry is going to set up for doing bronze working. I mean, I guess that's fine. We don't have any marble to be doing this, so I'm going to need to get 13. That's a very awkward number, but we will buy 13 marble. Looks like we'll be taking 16. Maybe I can turn around and sell some of it, or I can gift it or something, I don't know. But we'll be doing that. What I bought just now with the bronze is pretty bad, so maybe we don't want to buy this right yet, but when I'm ready for it. And then I have to buy wood too. So maybe I need to be looking at exportation, which right now is just fleece. I really don't have any other options for it. They buy bronze and fleece, they buy marble sculpture. Eventually, once I get my actual bronze, I can sell bronze directly to my Cine. But yeah, so we've got overall we got a lot of money. We just won't make any profit this year. How about we'll just say that. Okay, so we'll let that go for a bit. These guys still back to the culture issue. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just put a drama school at this end, and we'll probably end up closing this off. Actually, how much space is that? That's 3. So I could put one in the corner and then have a road come up the back. Sorry, I kind of spaced out there. There was a very big wind sound. I couldn't tell if that was coming from outside or if that was in my headphones. So if I do this, we're going to be in trouble with him, because if maybe I could move him to here. What else do I need? A philosopher's thing, but that can go here. I just need, eventually someone's going to have to come down in here. Actually no, well, shit, I can't block that off because we don't have gates like we do in Emperor. So I could not close that off, which is unfortunate. So I would just basically have to put 2 roadblocks there to make sure that this guy didn't go. Yeah, I mean, let's not fuss with it beyond that, I suppose. So we'll bring this out. And, you know, if I do something like a philosopher's podium, I might have to block this off too. That just looks really bad, but if I want to utilize this space, and really I'd only be using it for Achilles' Hall. I don't know how much culture these guys need in order to so they've got actors. So they must need 2 culture venues then to get beyond there. Well, in that case, let's do put a drama school over here, kind of like I'd originally thought of doing. It will not use the whole area. Maybe I should swap out with the gymnasium. I know there was kind of the theme going on here, but mechanically this would mean that the actors have to walk at least across half of the city if I put it here, because the gymnasium guys are effectively trapped in the loop. That is not where I meant to put that. Undo. Just wait until it goes, and then we'll get rid of you. Put in a drama school. Wait until that fills in. Get rid of you. Okay. So you're going to need a gymnasium. Don't really want to put it there because there's a 2x that I can use. So we'll take this, and I just want to watch. There are apparently squares that they choose, and they choose in clockwise. So yeah, that's a deal there now. So we can't utilize this spot really for anything, which is unfortunate. I mean, I could put a house there and then run the road up along the back of it and enclose Achilles' place right there. That might be a solution, because then I'd only need 1. Because otherwise I'm looking at putting 1 back here and 1 over here. That's all I need, but that's where we're at. Appeal. Because the Agora, I mean, it's bad. And I don't think Achilles does anything, yeah. So I wouldn't really have too much, because we'd be talking like there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically like 1 strip I don't think would be enough. I'd beautify this, of course, the cliffside and all. But then this, and then we got a big open thing, which... it doesn't really fit. It would if I did this, and then I could tuck 1 in there. It'd be right across the street from a spot that I could put a bunch of beautification stuff in. We could make this work, actually. and then at least we're kind of filling in the top side. If I'm putting houses back here, then this is useless space that we can't do anything with. You know what? Let's try that actually. Yeah, let's give that a shot. I'm not super sold on this, but we'll get rid of this. Put parks in here, or maybe parks and then 2 benches. Benches that they can press at their leisure. I kind of feel like I want columns in there, but nah. Alright, so let's go back to this idea now. Bring a road in here, and in here. Of course, we have to block that off. Now, so let me look at this. Let me look at this. I know these guys like to do their... Oh, did he just take off? They like to split their decisions, but this one seems to be okay. So, the diagram that is on Zeus Heaven, which is a very good website for information on the impressions of city building games. I mean, obviously there's one for Pharaoh and Emperor as well. They're not all on Zeus Heaven, but anyway, the diagram there shows that they do start in the upper right corner and go clockwise in their decisions for which ones they will move to. So let's get rid of this, and let's put him now in here. Can I rotate these halls? I cannot. Okay, well that's fine. We'll go ahead and now just do stuff like fill in a flower garden. Let's lower the speed here because things are happening. We'll just kind of do that. Put another bench in. I really wish there were more options. I really should have been playing like a Poseidon map. That would have given me at least obelisks and whatnot. Okay, do we get enough appeal out of this? We do. What do I want here? I'm thinking columns, but because the parks are like the lesser choice for beautification. It still works though, it's still pretty good. So we'll do that. We'll just go ahead and fill those in with parks as well. And that works. And okay, so we've got 5. I now need another one. And I guess we can just put that here. There's a lot of space back here that won't be anything unless I want to put a monument there. I'm glad to see that the common housing has stabilized. That's important. But do I want it over here, or do I want to share maybe like a philosopher's thing, and this would end up kind of in the back? Because a philosopher's school over here in the corner could be good. And then I'd have a podium possibly here. If the philosopher podium did the same thing, i.e. choosing the top right, then we would effectively trap it in this loop. If it does what some of these other things do, and make split decisions based upon, you know, maybe it does a massive amount of pathfinding. I don't know what the pathfinding is like in this game. It seems to be pretty good. I mean, it is a walker-based city building game. If anything the Impressions did was correct, it was figure that out. But maybe if I put it in 2 routes and it pathed out that, oh hey, I'm connected to 2 separate walking blocks, would it go between both of them? Might be worth a look. Might also just frustrate me. Anyway, we're down to 12 people, so we can probably afford to put more in now. And why don't we just do that? So what are we looking at in the back here? I could put in some ionic columns on the shore side there. And we'll just fill in with parks, because that's... No. That's not what all 2x2 parks look like, is it really? I could have sworn there were different... Yeah, see, there are different types. So why are they... Why are they all giving me the business here? I mean, at the very least, if I could get one that was different. You know what? I've got a gazebo kind of right across the place there. I'll give it one more shot. Okay. What if... That's weird. Is it... It's got to be spaced to something. Something is giving it the... There's something in the programming that's making that decision. But that's okay. We'll just put a flower garden. We have options. Okay. So this is requiring, what? More access to culture. I'm not sure how that's possible. What are you missing? Philosophers, everyone is missing. You've got athletes wandering around. How is that possible? Because...
Worship me, and fertile fields will stretch out before you.
Okay, so now you've got it, but now, I mean... So you're not getting actors? You're getting actors? Why is this not evolved to the same level? That actor wanders down here. But this one hit him. Is this just a different type of... What the hell is going on here? Residence. Right, residence. So it must be the same level. I guess the fencing kind of gives it away. The housing just looks different. Okay. Get off of this. Okay, so we need one more. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the idea of putting the college down here. So I'll leave space. And does the college actually... College does not actually come with its own columns. So let's go ahead and stretch that across. 1, 2, 3... Although that looks a little bit tacky, having the columns off-center. If they were, like, right across from each other, that might look cool. You know, let's just stick with something quick and easy. I could even just go for a double garden. But maybe we'll put Corinthian columns along the back. See, because I don't know how much appeal everything is going to need. It seems to be a bit, and in fact, one way we could solve that is by putting avenue along here. That would eat into whatever I'd gotten planned for that, but you know what? I think we can do that. Let's back up here a minute. Okay, and then we'll come in and do avenue. And we can definitely afford to do this. We'll just put another park here. And that looks alright. So then we'll just end up with, I guess, a bench over here to fill this in. And then I can put a podium. Well, no, I was thinking of the podium there, wasn't I? I guess I could put a guardhouse down. I mean, it's an unnecessary thing, and I don't really need it to consume people that I now actually need. I've got 104 more coming, though, so that's fine. Let's let them all move in.
I am Athena. Worship me, and a sacred grove will grace your city.
Well, it's not super necessary right now for my plans, so let's kind of do a 1, 2, 3 thing here. Do I need that other bench over here? Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? And then we'll do, I guess, just some Corinthian columns in the back. For whatever. And then, fill it in with maybe like a big park? I mean, all of this really. That does a double park. Maybe I could do a park here and a flower garden in the back? Not a flower garden, hedge maze. There we go. Yeah. Because I don't think I need any other buildings over here for this stuff. I think we're pretty good. And so that'll leave things like a fish pond in the back. And we just fill in a lot of things with parks. Because this will take up a 3, so we can do something like that. Sure. Be a very nice area over here rather than the slums that I've created. This isn't too bad. 45. Okay, is that enough to experiment with this whole... I realize that I'm using all of my people to build up in a very currently unnecessary amount of cultural buildings. So maybe we'll just hang on to that for a minute. Because what these need, aside from more culture, I guess they do need all 3 levels of culture before they will evolve. This whole thing right now that I'm doing is all towards getting these houses built up. So I guess let's go ahead and focus on finishing that. We're looking at the Olympic Games. Oh yeah, I was gonna leave this for stadium, wasn't I? Well, so much for that idea. That's okay. We got plenty of space out here for a stadium. Very bizarre place to put the stadium, really. Especially since I was thinking of doing a Hermes statue out here, or Hermes refuge, for trade. Mostly just to have a temple that we don't have already, but unnecessary at this point. Yeah, so, culture. College. Down. Let's test this idea. We'll put this up here. It's a little bit off. I guess I could bring it down some more. What is your issue now? The water carriers. So they're not doing a perfect one side. That was going for a while. I didn't notice these things diminishing at all. Let's see if we can get a philosopher. There he is. And let's go look for philosophers. I'll be darned. This guy's not getting any. So, one thing we've confirmed is that they do not, in fact, bounce back and forth. So that's cool that we've done this, but it's unnecessary. I mean, it's completely unnecessary. These guys need the philosophy, not these guys. What these guys need is some fleece, and I think since we're at 0 housing, we've only got 33, we're going to need some industry, so let's go ahead and get those in. We'll get some fleece. Oh boy, no wonder they haven't evolved. They don't have squat. They've got their what I gave them to begin with, but they don't have the actual fleece and oil vendors from anything initial. So this is not going to work. It's unnecessary to have philosophers going on over here. So I'll need to just basically take that podium and put it here. Oh noes. I think they're evolving to this level because they should be evolving to homestead. Instead they're evolving to tenement, I think because they still got some philosophers hanging on. So let's actually speed this up because we're about to lose a lot of people. It's just going to take a while. Are you kidding? That philosopher does not get it here?
God of the vine, worship me.
There he is.
The vine will burst forth.
But he doesn't always go here. He keeps going around this way, and then sometimes he picks this way.
Worship me, and fruits of the vine will burst.
So now you'll notice though, when he does go this way, he beats his walking loop and forces himself to come back this way.
I am Demeter.
Alright, pause a minute, Jesus.
And fertile fields will stretch out
We're hurting on fleece, which means we need to stop selling it. We're not selling all that much even. And then we've hit our 16 marble, so we no longer need to buy. So, okay. So now what we're looking at, maybe we can do, I mean, putting a halfway marker here isn't really going to help, but we can accept the fleece here to maybe have them pull to get it here to then supply the market. I think that might be what's going on here. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we're not really having another crisis of things that I don't understand. Boy, this just leaves a gap that I can't do anything with, doesn't it? I don't really like that. I don't really like that at all. But what I've done for myself here is basically made it so that I can't use this space for anything else. If I put this here, I now could not, because of the avenue, could not put another house there. So we might yet end up rearranging this. Because if I took that out, well, if I took that out, I really wouldn't be leaving myself room for anything. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get a stadium up here at all. I mean, I suppose while we're here, we could just... No, we couldn't. I mean, if I cut into this, we could make some neighbors. I think they'd be surrounded by enough beautification and high appeal that they'd hit it, but there's no reason to do that, other than just moving it and making things fit a little bit better, because otherwise, really, what are we putting here? I guess I could put a few servant houses over here or something like that. They'd evolve to a higher level, so they'd be nicer, because they'd have access to more stuff. Well, I guess that's what we'll do. Eventually I'll need some more. I know I'll put some here because they're going to be basically touching the same people here, so we'll just put a couple more there and fill them in with some park. Okay. Yeah, so we do have a little bit of room for expansion yet. Like I said, I guess the stadium will go right out here. What I could do is actually move this off and just kind of put it out here, so that at least I can enclose this in so it looks like this whole upper part is city. And then we'll have the ugly industrial whatever out here for need of distribution and whatnot. I really hope I can solve this fleece thing. Obviously, the one thing I can do to solve it is use these 21 people to create more carting sheds. That's an option. So, yeah, and then of course we've got a major thing to put down our blocks of marble and get Hephaestus going, because that will create a new industry altogether. And I still want to have Demeter going because we're going to need a bunch of wheat farms and all that. So there's still stuff to do, and I'm kind of glad that this all finally ended up working out. I don't know.
You have done a wonderful job building this city. I'm sure the Elysian fields pale in comparison.
I don't really know why he's off wandering this way, but he is. I guess his gatehouse technically is outside of the boundary here, but whatever. Unimportant that noblemen go walking, they just go walking for appeal, or the appearance, rather, of it. Anyhow, I think our appeal, speaking of, is pretty good, so I think these should evolve to the level of housing that I need them to as soon as I can figure out all of their needs. In this case, armor. I think armor is actually what we need. We just need to get them to the next level. That'll be manor, so we'll get 2 hoplites. I think they're going to need one more thing, probably wine, before they evolve upward. I do not have access to wine here. I could do Dionysus as a third god on all of this. The only reason, again, that I'm thinking Hermes is just because he's one of the only ones we're not going to have on the main city. And maybe with all the lengthy walking we're going to have to do, having him around might help. Something to consider. Anyway, definitely time to end this one here. I will see you next time.